Hello, good morning, Kaylyn. How the heck are you?
Good. How are you?
Awesome. What's going on in your universe?
Oh, first of all, it's beautiful today, which is nice. It was like chilly and cold yesterday here in Ohio and gray and that
Same.
oh my gosh, the sunshine. I realized over the winter, and I feel like this last winter in particular, that man, that sunshine does like wonders for your mood, for your, it just,
Same. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
so we are doing good here. And then I'm looking forward to, we've got Memorial Day weekend. So it's going to be kind of a long weekend to, you know, get outside.
Partying out on your 6 acres.
Yes. We do a big grill out and it's turned into like a big kid party. So we've got a bounce
Nice.
house and it should be warm enough that this bounce house is supposed to be a water slide combo. So hopefully it'll be warm
Ooh.
enough for the water slide to be on. If not, it'll be regular slide and nobody
Well,
will.
just make sure you tether that thing. I don't want
Oh
to
my
see a
gosh.
video of it flying off because Ohio decided to have a tornado.
That's right. In Ohio. And that could happen. Yep. We pay the professionals to set it up for that reason.
For those of you considering bounce house, there are professionals.
Yes, there are professionals. We let them handle the heavy lifting. Absolutely.
Well, that sounds amazing. I am probably going to just putz around the house. I'm trying to plan a surprise visit to my daughter in Denver, which isn't a surprise now because the
I
first
was just going to
attempt
say,
failed
she's
miserably.
listening and it's not going to be a surprise.
No. Well, she has a significant birthday coming up. And I said, well, I could see you before it so you could hang out with your friends and your significants, actually on your birthday. And she was like, thanks for understanding. And I was like, of course. I lovingly refer to it as the anniversary of my cesarean, but not everybody gets that.
Yep.
So in this episode, we kind of jumped into some really juicy stuff of our first 3 episodes. So for those of you that have continued to listening, thank you so much. It gets lighter and brighter, I swear to God. So this is kind of our origin story, sort of how we started this, what gave us this crazy idea to record our conversations and then post them publicly.
Kind of scary, but I thought it'd be more scary, but it's actually not.
Right? I'm
like, yeah.
Oh. And another shout out to my beautiful daughter, Shanti. She designed the intuitive hypnotherapy logo. So when you see that on there, yeah. So creative arts in that category. So Miss Kaylyn, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yes.
Enlighten the audience.
I know. What do you want to know? So I live in Ohio and I have been in Ohio at this point more than half my life. I am married and I have a 5-year-old daughter, Laura, whose last day of preschool happens to be tomorrow.
Ooh.
And I didn't feel real sappy on her first day of preschool, but I don't know why I'm feeling a little bit sappy about the last day. I'm like, oh,
really?
So it's her
first graduation.
It is. They're having their little celebration tomorrow. So they've got some songs to sing and everything. So I'll be up there and then we'll probably go do something fun and get ice cream or something afterwards. But
that's awesome.
But yes, so we live out in Ohio and we have got 6 acres out here and we are kind of building our little farm. And that all kind of started in COVID because you're not going to go out and do anything. So we've got chickens and ducks and I've got a vegetable garden started. And then when we were texting this weekend, I was planting the herbs. Laura was helping with that.
Was that rosemary?
It was. Yes. Yes.
Points for herb knowledge.
Good job. Yeah. So yes, she was helping me plant that. But we got dog, cat, fish, all of the above. Oh, we did just add bees. I did not tell you about that. I have a beehive. I'm so
What?
excited.
I'm so excited.
Yes, we picked up bees, and the gentleman that we picked them up from said there are approximately 12 to 16,000 bees in this box that we put in the car and drove 40 minutes home, and we did not have a single escapee.
Oh,
until we got home. Yeah, when we got home, they were like, yeah, we're ready to get out of here now. But we're really excited.
Now, are you doing beekeeping classes and everything so that you know?
Yeah, we've got a local, I'm sure there are more than one, but we've got a little apiary about 20 minutes from our house. And I have been to visit them several times, and they do field days once a month where they go out and check on their hives. And it's kind of cool because they invite you out to come with them and chat with them as they're checking their hives, and they kind of tell you what you're looking for. There's only so much you can read before you just kind of, I guess maybe bees aren't the thing to do that with, but get yourself into it, just get into it. So we've got the beekeeping suits, and we have a kid beekeeping suit too.
The best, the best. Safety first, of course. You got to protect the youngins.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We can't have a my girl situation.
Oh, no. And it's so funny because before we got him, she said, well, I think I'm scared of bees. She said, well, one stung me because we ran around we ran around barefoot here because that's just how we do it. And I said, well, you stepped on it. And she said, yeah. I said, well, wouldn't you sting somebody if they stepped on you? And she's like, well, I'm too big to be stepped on, Mom. I'm like, okay. What I meant was, and she said, and I don't have a stinger. And I'm like, okay.
Don't you?
Right.
I think that repartee is your stinger, young lady.
It absolutely is. So yeah, so I work mostly from home. I do a little bit billing and some management for a few different medical offices, and thank you, COVID. I love it. Absolutely love it.
There's so many blessings out of this if we look at that. I mean, that's how I met you.
Yes. And I, around here, if I need to pop in somewhere, I'll pop in somewhere. But for the most part, I can do everything I need to do from home. And the flexibility is exactly what I needed, especially with having Laura. So it's nice, I can get some things done, and different practices, chiropractic, urgent care, psychology. But yeah, I love what I'm doing. I love being the behind the scenes person.
Yeah, but you're setting an example of work-life balance, and I applaud you, and I'm also a little envious.
It's a struggle. It is a struggle sometimes.
Oh, you make it look effortless.
Thanks. Thanks. I'm sure Dave looks over, and I've got the computer on my lap on the couch. He's like, what are you doing? Like, just, dropping a few claims. But it's because I want to go outside and play later. So it's like, I know that, I've got to balance it.
I love it. I love it. So had you had any experience with meditation or hypnosis or spiritual folks or woo-woo shit before you met me?
Not at all. So I've got, I've got a girl group, a group of female friends, and we try to get together. We used to try to get together monthly, but how crazy lives are. So we try to kind of get together, and we joke around, and we, howl under the moon and that kind of craziness. But
Envy. So good.
Barefoot, it's,
where the wild girls are.
We do. Yeah.
For it.
But prior to meeting you, I'd worked with chiropractic. I had experience with acupuncture myself, but I meditated a little bit when I do yoga, but not a formal, instead of nothing formal, I've been doing it when we do yoga, the last little bit of yoga, that was just kind of part of the process, and I loved it. And it was one of those that, how you preach, all right, you should do this, but then I'm one of those that I might not take my own advice. I know it's great for you, but before I met you, I always did the whole, I'm too busy. I don't have time, right. I'll just a few minutes. That's all I've got. But
I still do. And
yeah.
and then I find that if I take the time to meditate, I actually get more done in less time
Yes.
because I'm clear and I'm grounded and I'm
Yep.
focused and I've moved some shit out of my way so that I can
Absolutely. I told somebody that
focus.
the other day. I said, I feel so overwhelmed that I've got so much in front of me, but then it's like, but if I take that time, I still have that stuff to do, but I feel better about it and it feels more manageable. That's probably
Yes.
like the best way to do it. Yeah. It's still there.
Yeah.
It's just
That's
manageable.
yeah, 100%. And that takes your stress down,
Oh my
right?
gosh. Yes.
So that takes your
Yes.
stress down. So there, right there is the cause to do it, the
Uh-huh.
drive to do it. And with the techniques that I teach, I was originally taught to meditate, to close your eyes, think of nothing.
Mhm.
And if you think of something, come back to nothing. I worked with a Buddhist nun, and she would try to help me do that, and I just fall asleep. That's a nap.
Yeah.
And so then I worked with her and we did walking meditations, and I was stumbling on things. I was like, okay, so this is clearly not my jam. As
So
much as I
meditating
want to do
and walking.
this, yes.
Yeah.
And you're quiet and you got your hands in and she was amazing. And but then I learned the tools that I use now. And so this is the longevity of a tool that works, is if you're still using it almost 30 years later. And it's an active imagination type of meditation. So I have tools: center of head, grounding cord, bubbles. So your mind is always working. And instead of trying to clear it of thoughts, we're just going to redirect your thoughts.
That is,
And
yeah, perfect.
right. Well,
Because
and
the
it's like,
meditating, even at yoga, was the same way. It was, okay, think of nothing. And when I couldn't, because I'm in my own head, I couldn't think of nothing. I'm like, well, I'm not meditating because I can't get thoughts out of my head. So yeah, that active meditation is amazing. It's exactly what works for me because my mind is always going. So if you give it something to focus on,
100%.
I do so much
Yeah.
better.
And we have such busy brains. So it's like, give a dog a bone, like give you something to do that's beneficial, and it helps redirect those thoughts. Even if because if you're spooling, in some anxious thought, or oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, or whatever, then you're just recreating more of that in your space. So if you can take a deep breath, get in the center of your head. And the center of your head, people, I will go through it in the meditation very soon, is the key to everything. This is where you can be in the center of your head and you can look at the world from a place of neutrality, from a place of being objective, instead of being in the problem or in the situation or in the grief or in the sorrow or in the frustration. You pull back 3 feet and look at the world as if you're looking from behind your eyes. And that is a fucking game changer. Because I can see stuff and I can be neutral. I can be impartial. And sometimes it feels like I'm saying something like I'm kind of an asshole when I'm just really just being neutral. I'm not in the emotions with you, right? I'm being neutral. And so there's that. But the school that I went to, we call it psychic awareness. So I actually did go to psychic school. Yeah. It's kind of like Hogwarts without Quidditch or potions class, sadly.
Would have been more fun.
100%, 100%. But as a young single mom chiropractor, the director of psychic school said, well, another chiropractor put psychic on her ad and the board disciplined her for that. And so that made me think, holy shit, I've got to earn a living. I've got to take care of my kids. So I can't practice being a psychic. I can't practice healing people on this deep soul level that I'm learning about. And so I've kind of been a closeted psychic for almost 30 years. And so fast forward to 2014, 2014, I set up practice inside another gal's office, and next door opened this hypnosis school.
Ooh.
And I was like, really? Tell me what you're. And so I studied with them. I learned hypnosis. I've since learned NLP, neuro linguistic programming, and I learned that there's a lot of overlap with hypnosis tools, NLP tools, with my psychic tools. But if I wrap it in a bubble called hypnotherapy or hypnosis, it's a little more digestible for the public at large. And certainly when it comes from a chiropractor, an acupuncturist. Now, when I moved out here to California, I thought my acupuncture and my chiropractic would I just grandfather in, and I was unable. So in California, you have to have a separate license and degree in order to practice acupuncture.
Okay.
So I went back to school, got a master's in acupuncture and Oriental medicine, and herbs are a huge part of Chinese medicine. So that's where I got my potions class. And
love it.
It is. It's fantastic. So I learned acupuncture at a depth and breadth that I hadn't learned before. And so I was having a massive do-over. I practiced for 18 years in Colorado. My daughter got a basketball scholarship out here in California. And so I followed her out. And then I started practicing in 2013. So then I was a practicing chiropractor, practicing acupuncturist, and a burgeoning hypnotherapist, still a somewhat closeted psychic.
Yep.
It is what it is. And then the pandemic hit, and I said, okay, people are hurting, and we can't get out, but I have these tools that you can do remotely. Right? We can talk over the phone. You and I have had some profound sessions, and we're 3,000 miles apart.
Right.
I have clients all over the country, and we work via FaceTime or Zoom or on the phone. And prior to this, remember Skype?
Oh yeah, Skype. I almost forgot about that.
And so in 2020, I thought people aren't necessarily going to look for hypnosis or hypnotherapy for a chiropractor. So I opened Intuitive Hypnotherapy, and I tossed around a bunch of names for the company. And my daughter, who designed the logo, actually came up with Intuitive Hypnotherapy. So intuitive is a nod to my intuitive skills, medical intuitive, psychic, clairvoyant, reader, and healer, and hypnotherapy. So Intuitive Hypnotherapy, I hit all the buttons. And so I opened that in 2020 in the middle of the pandemic, as a way to put up a flag going, listen, I've got skills, I can help you. And I started writing my first book, Lean Into the Darkness, which is a bold statement about, because I knew people were sitting at home and struggling because they had to sit with their shit. Part of the reason people were going so bananas is because they were used to being able to distract themselves with work, with activities, with concerts, and going out to restaurants and everything. And now for 6 weeks or 6 months or whatever it was, depending on your industry, you had to sit with your family. Or, and you had to think about stuff that you'd been, perhaps ignoring or pushing aside, or, and I was like, I can help you. Like, I've got tools you don't even know. And you don't even have to come into the office. And so I opened Intuitive Hypnotherapy. I got the website. I started writing the book, Lean Into the Darkness. And what I mean by that is it's okay to go to those juicy places, to go to those tender spots, to go to those places that have been holding you back for decades. I've got you. I will hold your hand. I will teach you tools. And you'll find that if you lean in and actually go there, it's not actually as bad as you may have thought it was going to be, or why you've been avoiding it for 30 years, or why you've been on antidepressants for 4 decades, or and so my day job kind of got in the way of that. So I'm still working on that, but I did get through writing my children's book, which was a pared down version of the adult book in children's book. And I found this fantastic illustrator on the Fiverr website. And that's been a long journey. So it's almost complete, and it's called The Little Girl
about it.
Who
Yay,
Healed
I'm so
Hearts.
excited.
Yes. So starring my beautiful daughter. She's the inspiration, and it's really a love letter to her, because she is unquestionably the best thing I've ever done, the best thing in my life. The reason I work as hard as I do, the reason I want to heal the world and heal our country and heal the planet. And so it takes place, during the pandemic, and what can she do as a kid to help heal folks? And it's love, right? And so we'll tiptoe kind of into the Tao of Cynthia, how I see the universe and how I see our interconnectedness. And I'm writing a series of these children's books, and I'm affectionately calling them children's books for grown-ups, because they're a simple, short message with beautiful illustrations. Because people think healing is hard. And if you hear it from a child or a childlike perspective, then it's like, oh, you mean even a kid could do it? And I've enlisted beautiful Laura to help me finish The Little Girl Who Helped Heal the Oceans. And so have you guys given any thought to that yet? Or is that?
We have looked at it a little bit.
Okay.
But I haven't had in-depth discussions with her. But school's out tomorrow, so yeah,
we'll make it a summer project.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. That might be a fun kind of thing, for her to work on.
Right, 20 pages or so. Things that we can do even if we're landlocked to help heal the oceans. And so it's about, my passion is about bringing love into the world, bringing light into the world, letting one another know that we are all connected. We're all part of this wonderful quilt of humanity. And, you and I met through, excuse me, the Indeed portal. And what a gift, sitting with in the pandemic and figuring out, everything is online. I can get a helper anywhere in the country. All you got to do is know my billing software.
I know. What was I? Was I thinking the only one that?
You were the only one out of 451 applicants.
That is hilarious. And I'm like, oh yeah, I use that every day. And so you do, and you're such a great help, because you're a grown-up, and I ask you to do something and it gets done, and that is so freeing for me, because I am spinning 1,000 plates, because I want well, thank you, because we got stuff to do. There's a lot of people that need healing, and we gotta get it done. So I think maybe our healing today will be just on the basics. Just on the basics, the basic meditation. And just for giggles, we'll do it and talk about connecting with the God of your heart. How does that sound? Perfect.
Do you got anything to add?
Oh, I always got something to add, but
Well, please.
no, I don't think so. I think a good basic meditation, regardless of what's going on in your lives, this will be a good one to come back to, bookmark, repeat.
Thank you. Yes, it's the foundation. It's the foundation. So, so this will be more of a meditation than a hypnosis, where we'll, where the hypnosis piece, I step you down into relaxation. This is going to be an active imagination, meditation, and connecting with the God of your heart. So if you're ready, everybody, go ahead and close your eyes, find a comfortable seat. This would be the time in the podcast. If you're driving, do not drive and meditate. Do not operate heavy machinery and meditate. And this is safe for all. So if the kids want to join you for this, God bless, please do. Just find a comfortable seat. In our basic meditation training, we sit with our feet flat on flat on the floor, sitting in a chair comfortably, arms down at our sides or in our laps. If you want to get extra fancy, you can turn your palms up, open the hand chakras, and just close your eyes. Close your eyes and get here. Take a deep breath. Let it out. Take another deep breath. And let it out. And you might find that you need to wiggle in your chair or fidget around a little bit to get comfortable. God bless. Do whatever makes your body happy. And so the beginning tools are the center of head. So imagine that you are a point of light behind your eyes and in between your temples. In the human anatomy of the skull, there's actually a place for the pineal gland to sit. It's called the sella turcica, which means the Turkish saddle. So there's actually a place to sit in your physical anatomy for the center of head. So that's a little from my nerd brain. So be in the center of your head as a point of light. And imagine that you can look out at the universe from behind your eyes. I say that I can see better with my eyes closed because I'm seeing energy. I'm seeing the world. I'm seeing energies. And you can too. So the center of your head is a place for you and you alone. So if you notice that you have company, go ahead and invite them out. And in this meditation, be in kindergarten space. You can't do it wrong. Set your intention that you're a point of light behind your eyes and in between your temples, and just let it be. That's why they call it a meditation practice. And the next of our tools is our bubble, our aura, our energy field. So imagine a bubble around you, 3 feet in diameter from your center point. So 3 feet in front of you, 3 feet on either side, 3 feet behind you, 3 feet over you, and 3 feet under you, encompassing your feet, the whole chair that you're sitting in. So this is your energy field, your aura, your private space. And for today, give your aura a color that feels good in your body. Anything but white or black. You might play with greens or pinks or blues. And you can play with the transparency of your color. It can be more opaque, it can be more clear. It's whatever feels good for you. And then our third tool is a grounding cord. Imagine a tube of light that attaches to the base of your spine, your hips, and goes through your chair, through the floor, through all the floors of the building you're in, through all the layers of the earth, all the way down to the center of the earth. And the center of the earth we're going to imagine is a lawn or a meadow, something that that tube of light can ground into. And we imagine that the center of the earth is neutral. It's neutral energy. And so simply by being grounded, you're starting to discharge energies that you're ready to let go of. And simply being grounded helps tether you, helps hold you in place. I can have you stand in my office and poke you with 2 fingers and you'll wobble. And then if I give you a grounding cord or have you imagine a grounding cord and poke you gently with 2 fingers, you'll stand firm. So the grounding cord is imaginary and practical all at the same time. So be in the center of your head, in your bubble, and grounded. And spend a few moments just being grounded. And notice how good that feels in your physical body. Notice how you begin to feel safe, grounded, supported. And next, we're going to draw your attention to your 7 energy centers. These are called chakras. And in the very bottom of your spine, this is your root chakra or the first chakra. And it's connected into your grounding cord. Your first chakra represents all of our most basic needs. Feeling safe in our physical body, grounded, protected. But in the modern world, it also equates to body level healing, ability to provide food, water, air, shelter. The first chakra is our most basic needs. For those psychology students out there, Maslow's triangle hierarchy of needs. The 7th chakra equates to the base on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The next chakra, the 2nd chakra, rests just below our belly button. And I like to consider that they're each a sphere, and the sphere rotates in all directions, gyroscopically for our engineers. And the 2nd chakra has to do with relationships with one another, interpersonal relationships. It's also the hub of our sexuality. And so as you allow your second chakra to match your first chakra, allow that second chakra to ground as well. And our next chakra is our third chakra. It's right at a place in our body called our solar plexus. So it's right beneath our sternum and above our belly button. And this is our power center, our will, our drive, our determination. If you studied martial arts and you want to strike someone and incapacitate them, if you strike them in the solar plexus, you kind of short circuit their power center. So allow your third chakra to spin and really give it a good spin. Because sometimes we feel a little weak or incapacitated ourselves or overwhelmed. Sometimes we feel like our power has been sapped. So give your third chakra healing. Allow it to spin. Allow it to match the spin of the first and second chakras. Just pretend. And next, behind your sternum, is your heart chakra. This is your fourth chakra. And this is where you give and receive love. But also, this is where you give and receive love to yourself. Self-care, self-love. And allow that chakra to spin, to open, to ground. You might find that you feel some energy or some tingling. You might get emotional, and that's a great thing. And as you can see your heart chakra spinning, you'll notice that it shines light out from it that goes beyond your bubble. And that's a beautiful thing. And again, you can't do this wrong. And so your next chakra is your fifth chakra. It's your throat chakra. And it is right in your neck, right in your throat. And this is our communication space. It's where we take and receive information. It's where we find our voice, where we ask for what we need, where we pay compliments and send validations, but also where we ask for help when necessary. So our fifth chakra can get really cluttered, especially if we spend a lot of time on social media. And so being able to get away from it all, even if it's in the comfort and quiet of your chair, is a great way to declutter your fifth chakra. And again, you might feel some energy, might feel some tingling or buzzing. You might get emotional. And then above your eyes, in between your temples and behind your eyes, is our sixth chakra, also known as the third eye. And this is your intuitive space, your knowingness, your ability to look at things from a place of neutrality. from a place of compassion. Center of your head is your connection with your own intuitive gifts. And yes, we all have them. So give that chakra a spin. And next, on top of your head is your crown chakra. Your crown chakra is your connection to the God of your heart, your connection to source, to energy, to pure love. And give that chakra a spin. Make sure that one is as open as you can have it in this moment, where you can be connected to something that's bigger than yourself. And give it a clean out if you have information in there about what your connection to source should look like that's no longer your truth. And then take another breath. And in your mind's eye, staying in the center of your head, see all your chakras spinning. See your aura bubble, glistening, clear, wonderful, protected. Feel the comfort of being grounded, supported. And know that you can recount this any place, anytime. Just sit. Center of head, grounding cord, bubble. And when you're ready, open your eyes, stretch, take a big deep breath, come back to the room. Oh, yay! Origin story and the basics.
Awesome.
Yay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. This is fun.
It is fun. And now I do have my 2 cents to add. I love how in the very beginning, when you got us all started, you said something along the lines of, and you're doing this right. And in my head, I'm going, am I doing it right? And you said, and that's why this is a practice. And I'm like, so we need that little reminder every now and then, you know, it's a practice.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's easier than others, I've found. So,
100%.
Absolutely. Good one. Thank 100%. You.
Awesome. So for our listening audience, intuitive hypnotherapy, intuitive-hypnotherapy.com. We'll put the information in the show notes. And thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe. Tell your friends.
Bye.
Bye.